Hey guys, BrickWizard59 here and welcome back to a brand new video, and today we're doing a brand new Lego MOC build review. So this is my Lego Jango Fett Slave 1. Now Lego has released quite a few Boba Fett Slave 1s over the years, as there have been a total of 4, including the brand new UCS version. But Lego has only released one of the Jango Fett Slave 1, which is basically a different color than the Boba Fett Slave 1, and that was back in 2002. So I really do like Jango Fett Slave 1 and really wanted to make a kind of playset version of the build. So I ended up going ahead buying the older 2002 Slave 1, using those parts as well as many others to build a custom Jango Fett Slave 1. Now this build is based off of the UCS Slave 1 set from a couple years ago, as well as the 2010 Boba Fett Slave 1. So they're kind of designs and aspects of both of those models throughout this build. So in this video, we're just going to go ahead and do a bit of a review of this build. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so let's start off with a quick 360-degree spin here so you can get a look at the entire build. So again, here is a look at it from the front. So a variety of different colors. You got the whites, grays, and touches of yellow, which I really do like. Moving along to the side of the build, you can kind of get a bit of a better look at the kind of sleek design of it. And again, I think it looks really nice. You can see some of the nice details there. Here is a look at the back, and you can kind of see this really cool custom stand that I ended up making for the Slave 1 so that it kind of is in its flight mode. And then again, the other side, which is exactly identical. And here we are once again back to the front, which is where we'll start off. Alright, so let's start off here on the front. Of course, you have the main cockpit here, which is the same one from Boba Fett Slave 1. You got the stickers on the top, and then also a kind of wedge plate to kind of show that the white coloring is going onto the cockpit. In terms of kind of the main body, the Boba Fett Slave 1 did have these kind of sloped bricks, but I ended up replacing them with these kind of curved slopes. And again, that just gives it a bit more of a sleek look. And this was kind of based off the UCS Slave 1 in terms of its overall design. That also had a lot of curved slopes throughout the front body. So I ended up including that. And again, I think that looks pretty good. Here we have a look at the sides. So we got kind of two hatches here, which are able to open up, one on each side. And they have nothing on the inside. So I didn't really include too many play features in this build. This is definitely a bit more of a display model. In Boba Fett Slave 1, this was where we had some flick fire missiles, but I did not end up including those. Again, there's really nothing inside there. I wanted to include spring-loaded shooters actually, but there wasn't really a great place that I could put them where they were kind of hidden. But we can close that up there. And then on the bottom, we got some more kind of tile detailing. In the Boba Fett Slave 1, there was originally these kind of, I guess you would say, door pieces. I actually have Boba Fett Slave 1 here, or at least parts of it. So in the original set, it had these kind of door pieces in the bottom, but I ended up including tiles. I thought that looked much better. And then, of course, we have the blasters on the bottom, and I ended up actually basically using the exact same ones from the UCS Slave 1 set. And again, I think that looks terrific. And finally on the bottom, we got a bit more of touches of yellow. So now moving along, here's a look at the side, so you can kind of see a couple of tan parts here and there. So again, I think that just looks really nice. We got a couple of wedge plate detailing. And the overall design for this build, I know they're kind of, this was definitely using the colors of the Jango Fett Slave 1. I know definitely in universe, because the ship is a lot more worn out, it's like has a gray, like a light bluish gray color instead of white, because of all the wear and tear on the ship. I ended up including white. I think that looks much better, even though it is not as accurate. This is definitely how it would look if it were all clean. But again, I think that looks terrific. Here we have these kind of curved bricks here, curved slope bricks. And again, in black, I think that actually looks really nice. And then in terms of the wings, it's pretty straightforward. It's very similar to the playset version from the 2010 Slave 1, other than the fact that we have a little bit more detailing and changes of color. And again, I think that looks really nice. And of course, we have this nice dark blue slopes throughout the build rather than the dark red from Boba Fett Slave 1. And again, I really do love how that looks. And then of course, we got touches of sand green, a color that I really love. So I'm really glad that there were parts of it in this build. So you can see a couple of stickers, which are from the 2002 Slave 1 as well. And now let's quickly take a look at the back before we take a look at the interior. But here's a look at the back. Again, it's a bit tough to see, but the engine detailing is exactly the same as Boba Fett Slave 1. Now, here we have a look once again at the cockpit area here. So it is able to open up, as I'll do that right now. So that opens up like so. And on the interior, you can see we got Jango Fett with a bit of a control panel there. So he fits perfectly inside. So again, that's the only detailing on the interior. But again, I think it looks pretty good. And of course, the wings do move from landing to flight mode. And then again, in this kind of angled position, they're at a pretty decent angle and look really good as well. So now let's go ahead and place this back on. And there you go. So that's it for Jango Fett Slave 1. Again, not too much of an interior, definitely more of a display model. The exterior is really where it's at. But again, I'm so happy with how this model turned out. Always wanted a new Slave 1 for Jango Fett, so I ended up making my own, and I'm so happy with how it's turned out. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up would be great, and stay tuned for, again, more videos coming very soon. And anyways, thank you so much for watching. This is Breakwizard59, and I'll see you all next time.